country.
Every year, many people in search of greener pastures migrate to bigger cities in Ghana. It is estimated that over 160,000 young women aged 16 and above are in the headquarter business called Kaya. The factors that encourage these young women to migrate is no different than that of other people who migrate from one country to another. Many a times though, dreams of a better life is dashed as they get battered by the realities of living in the city. These girls are jewels in their raw state. It is said the basic necessity of every soul is good food, water and shelter. But in a strange and foreign land, they are exposed with little or no support. We had a chat with some of these young women and this is what they had to say.
My name is Ali Sadia. I'm 20 years old. I come from Golu, Upper West region.
My name is Boko S. Zuleha. I'm from Desmasi Sala West, 22 years old.
My name is Kankulo Grace. I'm 20 years. I'm coming from Upper West region, Dabo.
Medin di Kankulo Mary. Me from West. My 20 years.
My name is Mumun Salema. I come from Golu, Upper West. I'm 18 years old.
My name is Jama Amina. I come from Nankori. I am 18 years old.
My name is Tayu Kolwea Warama. I'm coming from Tumu. I'm 19 years.
Lidia Mohamed Mauda. Me Fred Bimsi. Namiba Accra. Me years here 21 years.
My name is Mutawakil Latifa. I am 18 years old. I come from Daboya.
My name is Ben Miro Yunet. I come from Northern region. I am 18 years.
My name is Abdullah Munaya. I'm 20 years. I come from
My name is Luna and I came from Germany. I'm 20 years old.
My name is Nadia. My age is 19 years. I came from North, which called Upper West region.
My name is Mutaro Hawa. I'm 19 years old. I came from Bushobu.
My name is Fatal Barkisu. I'm from Tulu. My age 18.
Mr. Bernard Abeku Arthur specializes in urban city modernization and rural development. He and other stakeholders shed insight on migration and the plight of the young women.
Migration has been defined and acceptably so as the movement of people from one location to the other, either for permanent purposes or for transient purposes. Permanent purposes leads to residence, change of residence, change of family, moving to go and settle in a place for a longer time. And then for transient purposes, maybe just for a short time for a job for a short time for marriage purposes, and then they move.
My auntie.
No one invited me, Accra. I came myself.
I came here myself.
My sister.
I came by myself. No, I did not stop because I want first to come to Accra, to come and see what people came and told me about how Accra is doing, or what they are doing in Accra. So I did not stop anywhere.
People in the developing world, when they see the things that are in the developed world, wants to go there to take advantage. Some go through the processes legally by acquiring visas, by acquiring the necessary documentations. Others also go through illegally through so many means. But the fact is that because of the opportunities and the privileges and the living standards in the developed world, people move. It's the same thing when you come to in-country like Ghana. The developing part of Ghana and the developed part of Ghana can be classified as rural and urban. And people from the rural areas would want to go to the urban areas because they see the benefits and the opportunities in the urban areas. Maybe the roads, maybe the housing, maybe the electricity, maybe the kind of job opportunities, maybe the parks, maybe whatever that will attract them, they would want to move. It's only rare in few countries or in few places where you see people moving from the urban areas to the rural area.
So many of them are from villages. They come here and the boys keep them and they don't have any family member to go. What is the remedy for that? So there's so many that can be done and should be done for those who are coming and those who need our help.
I've been in Accra for 2 weeks.
I've been in Accra for 3 months or so.
5 months.
Just 2 weeks.
3 weeks.
8 months.
I slept by a gutter.
I spent my first night at Kwalegu.
I slept in front of someone's store.
The day I came, I didn't know anybody. So when I came, I slept inside the car that I came from.
I slept outside at the No Christ station.
Demonstration here.
I slept at the cucumber market.
I slept outside the station.
And I didn't ever see any mobile. Mammy Bika on so kaya, and a bisano, Nimba Biabada, and a mammy say, and also Nipper him. I had Nipper size and Yentin at Chine Conifin and Cordow.
We back first day in the middle of the station.
I was not feeling happy because armed robbers can come and shoot me there.
Maybe somebody can come and take me out of the car that I was sleeping inside and send me somewhere.
I don't have anybody here. I'm going to sleep outside. In my place, I hear the station boy too. They are raping guests.
My Dubai say, Anka, me was slim yecha Accra me buy. Cause Denton America sound, me back no me dawa abonte no so I'm so mona tisa masora ko baby agina ana antutu kamea minim say dem beya selem so antutu kamea minim say dem beya wodan na matemada selem so nso to a mintimi sore ko bibia ba adie nso mona pe mintimi dawa station ha Santana, Mrs. Lynn Yeche, Accra, Hamani.
Please, I sleep at Concomba in a group room. We are 5 in number.
I sleep in Concomba. We are 8 people in a single room.
I sleep outside.
In front of someone's store.
I stay at Kayayei room, a group room. I will always go high. 1 week is 50 cedis, but we are 10 in the room.
Housing is a major issue. Their sanitation is a major issue. Criminality is a major issue. Armed robbery becomes a factor. Fear of where to stay is a problem. Economic factors. What job do they do? You know, there are so many things that, and you see some even fall into some kind of social deviant behaviors.
Places that they will sleep, they have to give their body to the men so that they can have access to even their floors. So it is very important that we segment this class of people and then protect them.
We don't have bed. We are sleeping on the floor. We are 18 people sleeping in one room.
After when I sleep beside the gutter, the next day, I saw one lady passing and I called her and asked, I want a place to sleep. And she said, okay, she's going to work. So I followed her to the work. Then after the work, we all came back and she sent me to where she's sleeping. We are sleeping by a group.
Because of the inhalation and exhalation of the bin, sometimes we open the room to get fresh air, and because of that we sleep, then thieves will come inside and steal our phones, and then the small money that we have struggled to get and keep.
I don't feel comfortable at where I sleep now.
No, I'm not feeling comfortable because we are 8 people in the room. Because the way one person sleeps and feel comfortable, 8 people, when you sleep, you will not feel comfortable. So when you just sleep, unless you get up, if not, you cannot even turn back again. When you just sleep like that. You can't turn up.
No, it's hard because you people will be crowded in the room. So you will not get a place to shake your body.
Their health is very important. So we have to get them because they are carrying pans. And this pan can just cut them and then they'll just rub anything on it and think it is okay. And they can have tetanus. And they are being raped, we don't know who raped them. They can have HIV/AIDS, you know, anything, all those sicknesses that you can think about, malaria and all those things. So if we get the health people just going around, maybe every quarter they go for their health screening, they would pay. It can be a small fee, but you have to get the card that says that you have gone through your immunization, just as we do for the caterers who cook. They go to the hospital, they have the card to show that I am immune to against certain things so I can cook. So they also have to do the same thing so that at least we know that they are healthy enough to do the carrying, and then if they are sick, at least when they go, the doctors can tell them you can carry as far as this quantity, you can't carry more than that.
Example, talk of prostitution, talk of armed robbery, talk of all the negative things that happens. It's all because these women are not empowered.
Baby, I'm done. My name is Simon Dow. Because all the year I want to maintain, my name is Simon Dow.
I feel sad. I feel sad because of the weather and the mosquitoes biting.
Because the way I've seen my colleagues be doing this Kayayei, that's why I'm feeling sad. If I went to sleep, sometimes I'll be dreaming like the way my colleagues might to be doing this job.
But
because this here, there is no work here. When I came here, look for work, but I don't get work, and I just get this one.
Kayayei, growing up, we didn't find a lot of Kayayei. We had a few people who used to work in the market. Then it became a trend that a lot of people are coming because, one, when they moved down here, when they were not that many, they made so much money. So going back on vacation, they can buy their suitcase, they can buy their big saucepans and their cloth and all that. And the moment they get there, it's just like us also traveling on the Mediterranean Sea to go to Europe. We see a lot of young people going to the Gulf of Guinea to do what? To look for money. So those coming down south also, that is the same thing. You ask our brothers and sisters who go to Europe, where do they stay? It is exactly the same as what we have here.
The Kayayei phenomena, it's sad that we want to call it a profession. But I think these are people, young ladies, and in some instances, young men, in search of greener pastures, migrate to the bigger cities of our country in search of a greener pasture that they are not even sure of. They are at the mercy of the weather. They are at the mercy of gangsters. They are at the mercy of robbers. They are at the mercy of pickpocket, and they are at the mercy of rapists, and also at the mercy of diseases. And I don't think that anybody, when given an opportunity, will opt to be a Kayayei. But it has come to be with us, and we need to find a solution to that. For me, the Kayayei phenomenon remains a dark spot on the conscience of our nation, because these people are people that someday one could have risen to become First Lady of our country. In fact, one can also become a president of a country. One can become the next medical doctor that you visit. But it's just because of lack of opportunities, the person decided to migrate down south in search of this greener pasture that he or she is not sure about.
Kayayei is a big blot on us as a nation. It's an embarrassment. And we should all bow our heads when it comes to the issue of Kayayei, because no sane, correct parent would encourage his or her daughter to choose that path. Now, it's been there forever. We have seen them as manual labor that we can use. And so I think even sometimes we forget that they're human. You know, because we have put them in a certain box. The box where you can go and pick them and say, do this, do that, forgetting they're human. Some of them are there not because they want to be there. It is probably because the society itself has no safety nets for them. Families are broken, homes are broken, financial issues, in search of greener pastures, also because probably where they've come from, there's no hope. And as you grow older, your demands, your desires change. And most of them become as a result of your economic power. They don't have that power. They're growing women, young girls, 15, 18, 20, 22, 25, whatever. And so they come down south. Most of them are from the northern part of Ghana. They come down south. Kumasi, Techiman, Accra, Cape Coast, wherever it is that they would find something to do to fend for themselves. They sleep rough, they get raped, some of them have kids, they expose the vagaries of the weather, venereal diseases, sexually transmitted diseases as we call them now. Nobody wants their kids to live like that. Nobody, no woman should live like that. That's why I say it's a blot on our conscience as a nation, because it's been there forever. And we only get to pay lip service to it, especially leadership, political leadership in this case. Oh, we'll build them hostels. Oh, we'll give them vocational training. Oh, we'll give them secondary education. Oh, we'll lift them out of poverty. Or we'll create a fund that would give them something meaningful to do with their lives. As the Nigerians will say, all na grammar. All na grammar. The reality stares us in the face every day. And collectively we should bow our heads in shame.
Previous governments and this current government and succeeding governments do not have to take migration as some kind of mystical or whatever factor. It must be seen as a major consideration in our national development. People will move and it should be accepted. So in the planning of this country, either economic planning, social planning or whatever, we must take into consideration that people will move. Let me give you a classic example. If you take the circle issues, circle is predominantly a concentration of migrants. People have migrated to sell. People have migrated to settle around. Some put up kiosks. And take it or leave it, people from the north and the deprived areas of this country think that it is a warfare issue, it is a privilege, it is a right to move and occupy places in the urban areas because they also want to benefit. Why is it a problem? It's a problem because we did not anticipate that their coming will be a problem. And so when they enter, we have not planned for them. And so they just find themselves anywhere. But that is not to say that it's a good thing. That is just to raise the concern that government now and the governments to come should factor migrants in our planning.
I can't speak it. And the language they are speaking, I can't speak it. That is why I decided to do this way.
Okay, I didn't find any job apart from this.
There is no job, that's why I'm doing this. Some days 5 cedi, other days 10 cedi.
I make 10 cedi to 15 cedis.
Sometimes 5 cedis, nice. 5 cedis to nice ones.
The little money that you make, if you're able to save it, you can go and start something. Even if it's the farming that you're doing, you can still put it in your farm. If it's a shop you've opened, you can put it in your shop.
If you take the area of commerce, it's not easy. The kind of conditions that even women will go through when they need some startups and support, some of them, with the greatest of respect, may have to do some things unthinkable to even get this support from the government.
Sometimes it's me 10 cedis, sometimes it's me 1.5, sometimes also me yes it can be 10 cedis.
At the end of the day, I'll get 5 cedis or 10 cedis. Sometimes I'll get 10 cedis, 5 cedis.
Sometimes, if there is market, I can get more than 20 cedis. But if there is no market, I will not even get up to 5 cedis.
It may take 2 years because a day getting 10 cedis. Calculate 10 cedis times a year, you will not get the amount.
The 8th month I have saved 1.5.
I'm not saving any money.
Me share 2 years and I'm
Even if I stay here for 10 years, I cannot be able to get the money.
Even 40 years, can you just make it?
10 years, you can make it.
If I didn't get the money, I'm going to stop the schooling because my father is not alive for me.
As I'm here, everything I'll buy, but if I'm at my food, I will not buy anything. I'll do everything free. So here, if you come, you can't sleep and eat. If you get up, you have to go out and search for something to do before you can get something to eat.
Accra is good and it's bad too. When we came here, you have to struggle and eat. So you have to carry the kaya and also get something to eat.
I'm not feeling happy because when I came here, I'm only suffering.
I'm not happy because at Accra, everything you buy, even where you sleep to, you pay.
It's good, but because the work that I'm doing is helping me small. Maybe sometimes when I come out, I can get some money about 150 or 200 in a day.
No, because I don't know how it is. That's why I also came to experience it.
It was favorable than this place. Because when I was staying there, I was not buying milk. Water, I was not buying it. For this place, I'm buying milk, water, even grenades. We are going to pay for it.
Marvelin has taken this headquarters or Kayayei project because these young girls have not been empowered up to the point that we're all looking out for. Most of the time when you walk on the streets of It doesn't matter which region that you find yourselves in, whether Kumasi or Accra. You realize that you have more women in this trade than men. So that should tell us clearly that our girls or our young ladies are not they are no more empowered for them to be able to move to the next level of their lives. So Marvelin House have decided to take on this project of empowering our young ladies, transforming their lives. They're going to go through a lot of transformational process, and at the end of the day come out being refined.
The major thing that needs to be looked at is that the competition in the urban areas makes it a jungle. It becomes more or less a survival of the fittest. The only thing that can make a young person or the next generation or the future generation useful will be what is in their head. What ideas do they have? What kind of vision do they have for themselves? What do they anticipate to become in the shortest time? What do they want to actualize in their own lives? That is very, very important. Who do they want to become? What role model do they want to have? So for me, these are major issues that needs to be looked at.
Senior high.
Well, I went to SS year 2 before I stopped. The reason why I stopped that, it's only my mother who take care of me and my brother. Because my brother wants to write SS and year 3 he wants to complete. Me too, I want to write. Because my mother don't have money to pay us. That's why I stopped and he can get some money and pay my brother so that he can go and I can stop and came here to get money so that I can help myself.
Yes, I've been to school and I left at JSS.
JHS 3.
SHS. I completed senior high school at 2019.
They come here with young girls who have also just graduated on their way to maybe the university. So they're coming here to work and get some money. And then when they come and they work and they get money, then they think that I don't have to go back to school because I think I'm making money. So those young ones, we train them and then they would in turn take care of their sister's their sister's children who are going to school. So the nurseries will be manned by the same young ladies and gentlemen who come from up north who don't have any relative here to stay with. So if we're able to put those things in place and we check on them and we make sure that they are healthy, their money is so secured and kept, and they themselves are safe, they have a place to stay, a place to shower and all those things, then I think we'll be making headway.
I have gone through selling water to educate myself. And if you are a Kayayei, it does not mean you are left out. In any case, economically, you are able to do one or two things, except that people look down on the type of work they do. And so if you want to upgrade yourself, then education must be your priority, and then your self-esteem and the confidence that you put out there.
They will benefit a lot because those that want to go back to school at the end of the training, which will take about 13 weeks, would be able to go back to school. Those that want to go into a vocation will be able to go into some of these vocational institutions. And then after that, a starting capital. So we actually have an account opening for them, investment account opening for them, actually tap into that money and be able to use it to go into whatever trade that they want to study, or being able to have a startup capital, because we don't want the situation whereby one person or they are not able to get to their schools or where their apprenticeship location just because they didn't have a place to sleep, or just because they didn't have money for whatever the reason might be. So we have actually taken into consideration all these things to make sure that they will have a smooth transition in terms of the training and everything for them to fulfill the dreams that they had always wanted to fulfill, so their aspirations, everything.
Well, for instance, if you take academia, even when it comes to the selection of pupils or the selection of who will be candidates for either the tertiary or the senior high schools, I think there should also be a deliberate strategy for us to also have many more of these females too in our schools. I quite remember in the late 90s, there was a considerable level of agitation to educate the girl child that was started by Her Excellency, the former First Lady Nana Akufo-Addo Marvelin. You have Madame Christine Churcher, you have Madame Gladys Asma, and all those women motivated to also leave a better legacy for the then girl child. And however, now we've moved on from that of getting the girl child educated. Now it's about assisting or helping the girl child to also reach or attain that greater height and dreams that they've always yearned for. And I think some of the tools for me in the area of academia is also deliberately, because if you're taking 500 people and you also want to go on a straight course, there are so many impediments in the way of the girl child in even completing school as compared to that of the male child. So when you have many of these young ladies weathering the storm, and making it great for them to also move beyond their comfort zone and to also achieve greater, we need to support them. In the area of politics, I think that affirmative action can never be achieved through elections. It can only be achieved when there's a deliberate strategy to where the appointing authority must make a conscious effort, deliberate effort to ensure that if we are selecting maybe appointees at the district assemblies, 1 out of the 2 or 1 out of the 3 should be a woman. That one cannot be achieved through elections, because when you open the field for elections, I'm saying that there are so many stereotypes that comes in, and that becomes a hindrance for the girl child even become that thoroughbred politician that you're talking about. So in ensuring affirmative action and also achieving that greater participation of women, even in the area of politics, my suggestion will be that appointing authorities, and that's why I also commend President Akufo-Addo. The CEO is a woman. The CEO has 3 deputies. Out of the 3, the deputy CEO in charge of HR is a woman. The deputy CEO in charge of operations is a woman. So out of the 4 top management, 3 are women. That's a deliberate effort to make sure that you bridge the gap, and also where there's female participation, we encourage them. If you take the area of commerce, it's not easy. The kind of conditions that even women will go through when they need some startups and support. Some of them, with the greatest of respect, may have to do some things unthinkable to even get this support from the government.
Don't forget that if you follow our academic records lately, the girls are doing better than the guys, you know. So at this point, if we are endangered, we should begin to actually, the chicks are taking over, you know. And for us, that even strengthens the case. That is about time, you know, that women are no longer seen as, in fact, it's not just about time, it's way past when women should no longer be seen as down than we up here. What's the big deal? There are women who are supportive of the family more than men. And from when we were kids, thousands of market women who have kept our markets going, most of them with little or no education, but they know economics, street economics if you like. They know math, they know how to calculate their profits. They've kept families going, they've kept their kids in school, they've kept the society knit together and all of that. So for me, it's a multifaceted, you know, way of looking at it. From the home, in the school, media, and the community at large. And of course, legislation.
To education, I think that we have to be able to empower or encourage our young girls to go to school, to make them feel like above the sky is their limit. They can do whatever a man can do and even do it better. Because I have to quote Kayayei, that you educate a man, you educate an individual. But when you educate a woman, you educate an entire nation. So if we're able to encourage women or young girls or young ladies to take education very seriously and everything that they have to do, being able to be the best among the group that they find themselves in, then they'll be able to reach the mark of excellence.
To be a nurse or a journalist if I get a help.
To me, I wanted to be a nurse, but now I'm standing. If someone wants to help me, I would like to be a tailor, because at the end of it, if I know how to do it, I can also open a shop and also sew the things or do the hairdressing and also get something at the end of a day.
Because I want the parents to help me to do tailor.
I will let the person to assist me to be a hairdresser.
Yes, I will stop. As far as doing continue my education, I want to look for handwork. I want to become a tailor.
I will tell the fellow to help further my education.
The person minya jumansia. Dache na minso eno so boame. Anka minya adipana maye.
Most of them, when you interview them, I want to be a nurse, I want to be a teacher, I want to be a hairdresser. They have their own things that they want to do. And it's surprising, and they say it with joy. When they want to be a nurse, I say, why do you want to be? There's a nurse in my community, the way she wears her dress and the way she say good morning to everyone. And I want to be a teacher, my teacher is nice. They have the ambition. But like you're saying, poverty. But once the government is giving them the free SHS to go to, after a while, you will not find them in Accra again. They will live in their communities and then help.
I want to become a police.
I want to be a nurse.
The only thing that I want to do is to continue my schooling. Apart from the school, I don't like any job again.
Without someone out there to help me, I still want to further my education to become a nurse.
All my sisters that are educating, please concentrate on your books and read very well so that you not come to Accra.
If my sister or my brother want to come to Accra here, I will advise him or her not to come.
Because Accra is very difficult.
Because Accra is hard. It's the kaya that we carry here to eat.
If you come, you will struggle before you get something small to take. And sometimes thieves can come and steal it.
I will advise the person, he or him, not to come here, because after this place we are suffering a lot.
It is their protection, how to save the hard-earned money that they've got, how those little children would go to nursery school so that they can also access the free SHS, because they follow them for a long while and after a while put them in school and they wouldn't want to go. But when we're able to put them in the nursery school by now, by the time they go back or even they live in Accra, those children would love to go to school and they'll grow up and not come back to do the kaya.
Now that the president has made it nationwide free SHS, I don't expect to come down here to look for money, because now in school you have 3 hot meals you are being taken care of at school. So they should for now think of their education, which in future is going to bring them out of the poverty that they find themselves.
My advice to the young ladies out there is taking your education very seriously, and then knowing that above the sky is your limit, and don't let anybody tell you otherwise, that you can become whatever that you set your mind to be. Through hard work, determination, you'll be able to reach the top. And that is the advice to them, that they should know that there are people out there that are willing to help to push them to the next level.
It is very important that we rally behind this program, because these are women who are endowed with a lot of talents, and yet because of lack of empowerment, talk of education, they are shelved and are unable to unleash their innermost, jewels that, so to speak, we are hiding from the economy. So I expect families, I expect society, the areas that they are coming from. I expect the assemblies, the region, and the nation at large to focus, give an attention to this class of women. It is not their fault that they are coming from poor background, but if we are able to give them that attention, it minimizes the social devices that goes on in our district, our regions, and the nation at large. For example, talk of prostitution, talk of armed robbery, talk of all the negative things that happens. It's all because these women are not empowered, and so men take them for granted. Sometimes places that they will sleep, they have to give their body to the men so that they can have access to even bare floors. So it is very important that we segment this class of people and then protect them.
I think this is a very interesting and fantastic idea. Reading the concept and looking at what is behind it, I think that this is a fantastic thing to do, to give some hope to people who ordinarily migrate without hope, to give some kind of confidence to people who come into the urban areas and only have the Kayayei to be headquarters, or to become domestic servants, or to become sweepers of the streets, or to become vagrants. I think is a very good thing. And if I am right, a life saved is worth more than millions of dollars. 2, giving hope and confidence to somebody whose ego, whose pride, whose humanity has been trampled upon is a good thing to do. But much more important, it's better to stick a person in this world to be able to actualize what his God-given talents and potentials are. It's better to do that. And that is why I support this.
I'm appealing to the corporate institution because this is something that all of us should be able to get up and then support. It's something that more or less, when people say has come to stay, but I think that we can do something about it if we are able to. It's our social responsibility to be able to give back to these young girls, to be able to let them realize their dreams of our young ladies. I call them young ladies because they have so much potential to give and they want to become somebody. Out of these girls, we can have the next president, who knows? Out of these girls can be the next minister of state. And then the parliamentarians, nurses, just name it. They have a long list. Some of them want to be journalists. Some of them want to be nurses. Some of them want to be teachers. And so if you're able to all help to be able to give back to these girls, then I'm sure that you will sit down and then you will know in your heart that you have done a good and a better thing for someone, rather than pushing all of them into something that probably at the end of the day will not be beneficial or will not make any impact on anyone.
I want to entreat all of you to come on board and let's also support, watch and participate in the Jewels in the Street. It promises to be exciting, revealing, captivating, and above all, help us choose the ultimate jewel in the street. Watch out for it from Marvelin House.
I support Jewel in the Street. It's a good show.
My name is Nana Amesewa Behinampim II, Futuhuma of Akomfi. I'm supporting Jewel in the Street.
I, Bernard Abeiku Arthur, fully endorse and stand by the Jewel in the Streets.
It's amazing.
much.